Okay, let's make pineapple tarts. First, we need to make pineapple jam or pineapple tarts filling. So you can use fresh or you can use canned pineapples, whatever you can find during this time. So just use whatever you have, okay? So the pineapple that I got was really sweet, so we ended up eating them all fresh. I mean, this is all I have left, but that's okay. I still have the canned pineapple, so I'm gonna be using these. The rule of thumb is 1,000 grams of pineapple and about 1 cup of sugar. You can also use less or more sugar. It's totally up to you guys. Make sure you drain all the water before we cook them, okay? Because the canned pineapple usually very sweet, I usually add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of lemon or lime juice, some salt, and then I microwave them for about 10 minutes to reduce some of the moisture before I cook them. Now cook on medium to low heat on a non-stick pot and keep stirring like this until most of the liquid has evaporated, okay? So make sure to stir constantly, maybe using a wooden spoon or a rubber spatula to avoid burning. Taste and add more sugar as needed. I did not add more sugar, but I added more salt and also some cinnamon powder in here. And then you might set the alarm maybe 5 to 10 minutes and then come back and stir and do other things in the kitchen, but make sure you stay very close to the kitchen, okay? All right, so it's getting there, very close. So this is after, I would say about 60 minutes or so. I would cook them for another 30 minutes, but because I want to save some of this for my crackers, so I want it to be sort of soft and easy to spread, so I'm gonna stop right here. But yeah, usually about 90 minutes or so. And here's the texture. They're not ideal to form into small balls, but I'll make it work. So I just transfer all the jam on my plate, and then I'm gonna let cool in the fridge for about 30 minutes, and then we're gonna start forming them into small balls to use for our pineapple tarts. Here we go. Like I mentioned earlier, because my pineapple filling was really soft, so I'm gonna using some of the cornstarch to help forming them into nice small balls, about like I say less than an inch round balls like these. Okay, I am done, so I'm going to put these balls in the freezer to harden them up a little bit before using. Okay, so here's the pastry part. I'm using about 700 grams of all-purpose flour, 4 tablespoons of cornstarch, and about 4 sticks of butter, about 500 grams, and 100 grams of powdered sugar, and 4 large egg yolks, and also a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, about 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Soften butter to room temperature. Combine butter, some vanilla extract, 4 egg yolks with a stand mixer or with your hands. Sift the flour, cornstarch, salt, baking powder, and sugar in a separate bowl and add it in the butter mixture, like that. Knead it with your hands or a stand mixer with a pedal hook until the dough doesn't stick to your hands or the mixing bowl anymore. This is the texture of the dough. So it should look like Play-Doh, like easily to form like this. You can feel it. It's really nice and smooth. I'm happy with the dough, so I'm gonna work with the dough right now. So if the dough is too crumbly or too dry, you can add a little bit of butter. I would suggest maybe 1 tablespoon at a time, but my dough is perfect, I think. And then so I'm just gonna start playing around and dye some of the color that I'm using because Valentine's is coming. So I'm gonna be making heart-shaped pineapple tarts as well. So I'm going to dye this into red. And see, I just split into 3. The small parts I'm going to be using to decorate my ox pineapple tarts. So just play around like when you play with the Play-Doh with the kids. Same thing. If they like to help, just call them in and ask them to join you. And this small part, I added some cocoa powder because I have a lot of cocoa powder. I want to transfer this into nice brown color piece of dough. If you don't have cocoa powder, you can also use brown food coloring gel if you have some. So I have 3 pieces of dough now. I'm going to show you guys how to make the ox pineapple tarts. So the pineapple fillings are nice and firm. I also prepare some egg whites to use as a glue so I can attach the nose, the horns, the eyes, and the ears. So the size of the dough should be double size the filling like that. Okay, I also prepare some of the black sesame seeds to use as the eyes. Now just add the filling in, close it up, and if you see a little crack, just simply using your hands, your finger to pinch and close it up and roll them into a nice round ball just like that. Very, very fun and easy. Just like that, okay? And then when you're happy with the shape, the texture, and also the surface, now you can start maybe add the horns just like that. Just like when you play with the Play-Doh, same thing. Like I said, ask your kids to come and help, or if your partner are interested in learning how to make an Asian pineapple tart, just call them in. My husband is not interested. And here with the ears, I just used the chocolate dough that I prepare, and then just add it like that, and then use a cocktail stick to make a nice pattern, and make sure you just use your right hand to support so the ear doesn't come off. And then again, use the glue, which is the egg whites, to glue all the ears and the horns so they stay nicely. And then the nose, use a small piece of pink dough, and then add 2 nostrils using a cocktail stick like that, and then just add random brown spots to make it look like a very healthy ox, just like that guy. Put him away in the freezer and work on other oxen. So this part, I just enjoy making this alone, sitting in my kitchen and just meditate. No talking to anybody. It's so relaxing, guys. I would like you to try this at home alone. So because I make a lot of dough, I'm gonna use some of the red dough to make them into nice heart-shaped cookies to share with my loved ones and my friends and neighbors during the Valentine's Day. So here how you do it, just shape them into a nice round ball again, and you can also use chopsticks or your fingers to shape them into a heart shape, just like that. It's really easy and very fun to make. Feel free to add some ice to make your heart more alive and add some filling. Now prepare baking pans with non-stick baking mat on top or parchment paper, and you want to put these cookies away in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes before baking. And feel free to use egg wash to brush it on the cookies. This batch I'm not using any egg wash because I don't want any brownish color. But if you are making them in two different shapes, like maybe pineapple shape, feel free to make a pattern, brush them. They actually look very nice and shiny when you do that. Heat up the oven at 350 Fahrenheit and bake your cookies for about 25 to 30 minutes. Depends on the size of your cookies as well. With my cookies, it took me about 28 minutes for it to be done. Okay. Look at these guys, they look so cute that I didn't even want to bake them, but I got to bake them. So here are my oxen. They are so adorable. After baking and cooling them down a little bit, I would recommend eating this the next day, but if you don't want to wait, feel free to just enjoy it now. But I like it when the filling and the cookie get to work together a little bit. And if you have some of the leftover pineapple jam, you can simply just sandwich it with Ritz crackers and enjoy it in the morning or as the snacks throughout the day. And my family actually enjoy these better than my pineapple tarts. So if you don't feel like making the whole thing, you can just do it this way. Happy Chinese New Year, everybody. I hope you enjoy my video and get to try some of this cookie if you have time. For now, happy baking, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.